Hi everybody. I wanted just to do hopefully enough of a good book review for this book that I've finished the other day. It's called A Memory of Light. It's I don't know, it's let's put it this way, it's a very hard book to put down, and if you're into epic adventures or whatever the heck you want to call them like I am, this is a book to read. I do feel kind of bad because it was, it's part of a book series, but, and, actually this is the first book I've read in the series, but, and also the last book in the series, I think out of 14 books, but I guess you have to start somewhere, and, well, if you have to start with the last book, then I guess just start with the last book, and then work your way kind of backwards or whatever. Anyway, the story is amazing. I think I already showed you this, and not only that, but it's a first book I read of this particular author or authors, Robert Jordan and Brandon Sanderson. Well, anyway, story is amazing. I mean, and it's very, I don't know if you want to say medieval like, but there's dragons, kings, queens, and a lot of stuff, a lot of adventure and whatever else. And I mean, there's a little bit of fighting, but I mean, fighting is not a turn on for me. It's more of a, like, I don't know, an epic battle. It's kind of a good versus evil, and very it's a heck of a story, and it's definitely one you want to read, and probably won't read it all in one day. It's a very long story, but if you're into stuff like this, like I am, it's worth the read. And I mean, even if it takes you a couple days, couple weeks, whatever to read it, it's worth it. It really is. And something tells me after reading this book, it might be, I've got quite a few more books to read in this series, but I have a feeling that after reading this book, it'll be probably the best series I've read this far, or so far, or whatever, however the heck you want to say it. Anyway, if you're into stories like this, I'd say pick this book up and go ahead and start reading it, or reading the series, or whatever else. But it's definitely worth the read, and worth the time to read, no matter how long it takes you or whatever. But and yeah, probably, I don't know. I think it's a little bit better than like Game of Thrones and stuff like that, but and plus, well, I'm going to have to read more of the series to figure it out, but and I'm actually on my second book now, but won't get into that for the time being. But I just wanted to let you know, reading A Memory of Light, it was a very, very interesting story, very intriguing, a lot of questions to be asked, and sometimes answers that you get are not the ones that you think you're going to get at first, which kind of an interesting thing. And there's a lot of twists and turns and whatnot. But it's definitely worth the read, and very, very adventurous. And it's definitely like an adventure. I don't know, one that you might want to take again after reading this book the first time or whatever. Then again, of course, if you don't want to read it, that's up to you. Everybody has their own tastes, their own likes, dislikes, whatever. But for me, this book, once I started it, I didn't want to put it down, and I am so looking forward to reading more in the series, which, well, I kind of already am. But anyway, the book is awesome, and I'm hoping that once, probably if I continue on with this book series, I'm gonna be so, I'm gonna love it. I love it a lot, and I think I said, 14 books in the series, so I'm on my second book, but still, it's definitely, worth picking up, worth reading, and yeah, and there's a lot of different things in there. There's a lot of like battles, a lot of not just outer battles, not like man versus man, but inner battles as well, like man versus himself and blah blah blah. And I definitely don't want to give too much away, and of course this probably won't be my only review in the series, but I wanted to start somewhere and hopefully build up from there. So I probably won't talk too much, but I just wanted to start somewhere and let people know what I thought. And like I said, awesome book, and very looking forward to reading the rest of the series. And I would recommend it to anyone who's into this kind of stuff. And if you're not, then you're not. You know what? Good for you, and that's fine. But I just wanted to share somewhat of my opinion on this book, and hopefully the rest of the series will turn out as good as this book has, because this book was very hard to put down. And I feel sorry for starting with the last book, but I guess you have to start somewhere, and sometimes if you have to start with the last book, then you have to start with the last book. So be it, But I just wanted to share a little bit of my opinion on it, and loved it, whatever else. So I'll just keep it at that, and I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great day. Bye.